What's up, everybody? That's right. This is a special edition of Real Boxing with Ronnie Shields with our special guest, of course, Mr. Antonio Tarver. Hold up.
The Boxing Source proudly presents Real Boxing with legendary fight trainer Ronnie Shields.
Yes, that is right. We are here on Tuesday night, and yes, that is another edition here of Real Boxing with Ronnie Shields. And of course, we have our legendary trainer, coach, fighter, all of the above, Mr. Ronnie Shields. What's going on, coach?
Oh man, same old, same old. Working every day. Got a fight this Saturday, San Antonio, Texas. So
Hmm.
be looking
Oh,
out.
Justin Paldo.
Yep,
Yes,
Justin
indeed.
Poldo, Justin Poldo, and of course here we have a great special guest with us as he's coming in to join us, and he is one of the most decorated fighters out there. Of course, he has been the U.S. Amateur Champion 1993, 1995, Golden Gloves winner in 1994. Olympics bronze medalist in 1996. He remains the only boxer in history to win gold in the Pan Am Games, the World Championships, and the U.S. National Championships, all in the same year, 1995. Former undisputed light heavyweight champion, former cruiserweight world champion, and held a belt there in the heavyweight division. That's right, it is the Magic Man, Antonio Tarver. What's going on?
Thank you for that introduction, bro. Thank you, man. And thanks for having me, Ronnie. It's a pleasure, bro. We
No
just seen each
problem,
other
man.
in Miami, man. So I had to make this happen, bro.
I'm so glad you came, man. Appreciate you.
Well, you know what, and that is something that is absolutely remarkable. Not Floyd, not anyone, not Tyson, not Evander, not anyone, not Pernell Whitaker has ever accomplished that in the same year, brother. That is amazing. Can we say 2026 Canastota? Can we say it? Woo!
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, that was a hell of a year for me. It was the year before the Olympics. And, I was dialed in, man. I had won the worlds, and we thought that momentum would carry us to that gold medal in Atlanta. But it wasn't meant to be, man. I did what I felt like I had in my control to do, but it wasn't meant to be. But I went on and had a illustrious professional career. No regrets, man. The Olympics is one of those things that I'll never forget.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
and it was in Atlanta.
That is
Beautiful.
right.
And look what and look, this remains, in my opinion, the last great Olympic team in USA boxing history. Like that was you looking up and down that lineup. It was absolutely spectacular. Fernando Vargas, Floyd Mayweather Jr., Lawrence
Yes.
Claybay at heavyweight.
Connecticut,
Man,
yeah,
Zahir Rahim. That
Dean.
was amazing. Who was it? David Reed?
David Reed, the gold medalist, yeah, from Philadelphia. We had Terrence Carlton also from Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Team Eric Morrell from Wisconsin. We had a
That's
solid
right.
team, bro. Zab Judah was one of the alternates. So we were stacked head to toe. And I think we got 6 medals, half the team medal with 1 gold. So it was amazing.
Oh man, I'll never forget that Olympics. And yeah, it was special. It was special. Ronnie, obviously he's in good company. He won the bronze, but there was another fighter who went on to, well, hey, this is fact or fiction. He came up with, he won the bronze as well. So he's in good company.
Yes, he is. Absolutely. Floyd was good too. When they both went on to win world titles. So that lets you know right there.
Yeah.
Hey, that
And
team
there
was
it is. Hey, Big JR, what segment are we starting out with first, brother?
Oh man, I think we should just go ahead and just do as we usually do here. We're gonna see if we could get more information here from not only the coach but from the Magic Man. So we're gonna start with this.
Either get busy living or get busy dying, or get busy playing rapid fire Q&A with Coach Ronnie Shields.
All right, we got rapid fire Q&A here, so we're gonna get in.
That was Morgan Freeman, wasn't it?
Yeah. Why? Thank you, Morgan Freeman. Thank you, Morgan. All right, here we go with this first one here. All right, better music in the '90s: grunge music or rap music?
I'm always going to rap to the bone.
I have to say rap also.
You know what? That's not even close. Grunge was terrible. Let's just be honest, guys. Nirvana or Tupac? Geez, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tupac, bro.
Yeah, exactly. All day,
Dude,
every day.
Soundgarden or Biggie? Come on now.
Come on, bro. Hey, this easy rapid fire right here.
All right.
Some of my favorite artists right there.
Word.
All right, here we go.
Here we go with the next one. Better sitcom: Friends or Seinfeld?
I think I watched more Friends when I was coming up.
Can we say Family Matters instead?
Both of those shows was great,
go.
though. Both of those was great.
Yeah, it should have been Family Matters.
Right.
Oh man, yeah, definitely. That was the show that I definitely was following there. Of course, did I do that or all that type of stuff? You know what I mean? All right, here we go with this next one. A bigger sports dynasty: the '90s Bulls or the '90s Cowboys?
Now y'all would do me like that. I'm a diehard Cowboy fan, bro.
I'm a diehard Cowboys fan too.
But I
Well,
gotta
then
go.
it's unanimous.
You know we got to go with the Cowboys.
I love the
on.
Cowboys, but Jordan and the Bulls, that was a phenomenon.
They were. But the Cowboys.
Okay, so you guys are going to make me bust out my Pat Summerall call, right? Aikman to Irvin. Touchdown, Cowboys. Come on, guys, Cowboys. Come on now. Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
Come on. Emmett. Michael Irvin. Jay Novacek. Come on, Moose Johnson blocking. Nate Newton.
Come on. Orlando. That's my homie from the O, bro.
Yeah, Nate Newton. Of course, Nate. My guy Nate went to the Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University too, so he was all Florida for sure.
Yeah, that part.
Oh man. All right, here we go. Next one. Better video game console: Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis?
I was back in the Nintendo days. Came up in the Atari days, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I say Nintendo.
Also, so yeah, I go with Super Nintendo. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was more like either you had Super Mario World or you had Sonic the Hedgehog or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or the Street Fighter games or whatever it was back in those days, man. But yeah, I was a Super Nintendo guy myself there. All right, next up. Best 90s action star: Arnold Schwarzenegger or Keanu Reeves?
Superman. Ooh, that's a toss-up. That's a toss-up. We got
that could be a tie.
Yeah. Push.
Yeah,
Oh man, so we got to push on that. Get in the chopper. All right. Better teen comedy: Clueless or 10 Things I Hate About You?
Teen comedy, probably Clueless. I think I ain't really get into 10 Things I Hate About You. I remember Clueless though.
Yeah, I remember Clueless also. I don't remember 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah, we'll pass on that one, guys.
Oh man. All right, next up. Bigger cultural moment: the O.J. Simpson trial or Bill Clinton's impeachment?
I did not have sex with that woman.
Hey, you know what? For me, the O.J. Simpson trial, bro. Like
Yeah,
that
so yeah, I
took
think everyone was following the Bronco that night.
that took over the world right there. Yep.
They sure did.
Man, it definitely did.
Ronnie, where were you when the chase with the Bronco was on?
I was watching in the living room, watching my television,
That's
Dude,
it.
see, I think
like everybody
everyone
else.
knows exactly where they were when the Bronco was chased,
Absolutely,
Was
right?
that June
That's how you can
1994?
tell what the bigger story was.
That
absolutely.
part.
June 1994. I think it was in the middle of a NBA Finals game when they broke off to this
Exactly.
chase. So man, yeah, that stopped the world right then and there. All right,
Man,
here we
that's
go with
just
the next one.
crazy.
Best 90s cartoon: The Simpsons or South Park?
Definitely the Simpsons, bro. Simpsons still.
Yeah, I'd say the Simpsons also.
Crazy that it's still going strong, man. I forgot like how many seasons. It's like been over 35 seasons, I think.
It's
So
crazy.
yeah,
Look. I'm just excited for my Texas King of the Hill series.
oh,
They made a new
coming back.
series or a new season
Yep.
on Hulu, and I'm actually kind of afraid to watch it. I'm afraid it's not going to be good.
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, they're gonna have a new series, man, and then they're gonna do pretty good there, man. You know?
Dude, I'm serious. I'm almost afraid to watch it. I love King of the Hill because it's from Texas.
Yep. All right, here we go. Next up, better late night king: David Letterman or Jay Leno?
I'm gonna have to say Jay Leno because I went on Jay Leno one time, so I'm gonna go with Jay.
That's right. You were doing the victory lap, weren't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy.
I'm gonna say a tie.
Yeah,
Uh-oh. I'm going to say Conan O'Brien, brother.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
if
You know,
you're gonna say,
JR, I'm gonna have to ask Antonio to be the tiebreaker. Okay.
okay.
All right. Here we are. Who do you prefer, Jody Watley or Sade?
I like Sade, bro.
There it is. There it is. There it
Yeah,
is.
oh yeah, she's smooth, bro. Yeah,
There it is.
Dude,
Thank
that's,
you. Thank
that's
you.
timeless
Thank you.
music. Timeless music. You can
Thank
put that
you.
on.
Ronnie, I just
Thank
can't
you.
win, brother. Am I the only one who preferred
I'm
Jody
trying to tell
Watley?
them, Sade, nobody's better.
Sade, bro.
Oh man,
Hey, man.
I'm looking for new love. Come on, dude. Come on now.
oh man, come on.
You guys,
Ah.
you know what? Hey, it was nice talking to you guys.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh man. All right. On the music front, let's go with this one. Better or bigger pop queen? Britney Spears or Mariah Carey?
That
Come on,
depends on
guys.
that depends on who you ask, but both of those women right there, like, yeah, they on another level for a star and superpower.
Come on,
Star,
guys. I'm going to answer this in terms of talent. There's no comparison. Mariah all day, all year. Come on now.
but
I
Britney
can,
had her songs though. Those songs was
yeah,
crazy back in
I
the
can
day.
say a tie on this one.
That's a tie with that one.
The
Uh,
politically correct Ronnie Shields. There you go. Yeah.
all right. Did a little bit of a
Uh,
modification with this next one, but I'm gonna ask this: better NBA rivalry, Knicks versus Heat or the Bulls versus the Pistons?
ooh.
Knicks versus Heat. Okay, that was deep. Bulls, Pistons. I think both of them probably have. They could probably find better rivalries though. Knicks would probably somebody in the East. The Knicks in
Like
uh,
the Celtics, maybe? Well,
the
we're
Knicks,
going like
something like that. Yeah, I've seen. I
yeah,
remember that Knicks and the Celtics. The Bulls and the Pistons was crazy back in the day when they beat Jordan.
yeah.
They beat Jordan twice, I believe, before he was able to go ahead and do what he did
Yep.
six times straight. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a toss up with me. I love all those rivalries right there, New York and the Bulls. I love all those rivalries.
Word. Who did you pick, Coach?
I say a tie, man, for both of
They
those.
both was great.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
both was great.
Yeah, those were like the big rivalries in the '80s with the Bulls, Pistons, and in the '90s with the Knicks and the Heat. So hey, yeah, you go no wrong picking either one of them. All right, here we go. Best sports movie: Space Jam or The Sandlot?
I saw Space Jam.
I saw the
Yeah,
Sandlot.
bro.
They're both awesome. I
Both
love
of them
both
awesome.
movies. Come on, man. That's too
Yeah,
tough to call. I'm gonna say push.
push on that one.
Yeah, push.
All right, cool, cool, cool. All right, better or bigger toy craze: the Beanie Babies or Tamagotchi?
Next.
Yeah, I was
Yeah, I don't know any of that.
nothing.
Oh man! All right, here we go. Let's go with this one. Better pro wrestling era: WWF Attitude or the WCW Monday Nitro?
Did you
WWF.
watch wrestling, Antonio?
Say it again.
Did you watch wrestling?
Oh yeah, of course, bro. I'm from Orlando. We started wrestling Eddie Graham Sports Stadium. You feel me? Jack
Mm.
Briscoe, Jack and Jerry Briscoe. You feel me? I go way
Uh-oh.
back in wrestling, bro. Yeah.
I
Oh
remember the
man.
Briscoes.
Ronnie, what say you, brother?
I'm gonna go with WWE.
WWE. Big.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they had Stone Cold, who
Stone
was at
Cold
the
Steve
top.
Austin.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that was definitely a great run that he had. Definitely a great run that
Hey,
he had.
JR,
So,
can we ask them some boxing questions already, brother? I
all
am
right, here we
champion
go.
fit, man,
Let's do it.
for
Let's
some
do it.
top
How about this one?
for some fact or fiction, if you don't mind, brother.
All right, here we go with this one. All right, bigger shocker: Mike Tyson biting Holyfield's ear or Tanya Harding versus Nancy Kerrigan scandal?
Now, you know I gotta go with Tyson and Holyfield, bro.
That's the
That's
only one.
It's crazy. I couldn't believe that, bro. How you
Nobody
felt,
could.
Ronnie, when you was good? Well, how you felt, bro? What'd you think?
Hey, I thought that was crazy, man. But yeah, I think Mike biting Holy, man, that was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that was wild. That was wild, bro.
Uh,
I can't. Can you imagine being the third man in the ring for that one? And
But you
Tarver,
know, he handled it.
Antonio, how would you have made the call if you were doing commentary that night?
Oh man, I would have lost it, bro. I would have lost it. I don't know what I would have said. I don't know what I would have said, bro. That was. I don't know, bro. You can't prepare for a moment like that.
no.
The way you could
Mm-mm.
prepare for it.
Yeah,
Dude,
that
you
was
would have
crazy.
stole Jim's line. It happened. It
Right.
happened. Yeah.
Like what?
You know,
I
I
can't
just.
believe it.
But when you look back at it, Holyfield had to be putting a lot of pressure on Mike for him to resort to that.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh yeah.
he didn't have no more answers, and
He did.
he did what he thought just came natural to him. It was like in one of those heat of the moments, and I'm pretty sure looking back at it, he kind of regret that. I'm pretty sure he do, but sometime in the heat of the moment, bro, you got to keep it all together, and sometime it can get away from you if you're not careful. So that was a lesson learned, I'm sure, and he's able to teach others now about how to conduct themselves in a heated moment like that. That's the last thing you want to do. Stick with the rules. You know what I mean? I've seen guys kick. There was a guy that tried to kick Riddick Bowe one time. You feel
Yeah.
me? So that
Yeah.
it's a lot of things have gone crazy in the ring, bro. When that pressure get on you, you don't know how you're gonna react.
I
Absolutely.
remember at the Staples Center, man. I remember being there when Vitaly Klitschko was on the mat because it turned into a really physical battle with Lennox Lewis, and he tried to kick him when his back was on the canvas. So
Crazy,
yeah, man.
crazy, bro.
So I guess that's what separate. Like, talk about that. Both Ronnie and Antonio. Everyone insists. Ronnie first. Everyone insists that this game is mental, even though you put your body through hell. Why does every great trainer insist that it is indeed 90% mental in the ring?
Oh man, because I can't speak for all trainers, but most trainers have probably been a fighter. So we know, we know
Mm.
that at some, we all got a point that, when we get to that point, you don't know what you're gonna do sometimes. And sometimes, but you know, but the man got to come out of you and say, you know what, I can't
Mm.
do that. I can't do that.
That part.
I got to back off it. And I know, for me, I want to kick somebody for hitting me in the back of my head or hitting me low.
Right.
And, it took everything I had for me to not to do it. But at some
Mm.
point, you have to grab yourself and say, okay, I can't do this, you know. But man, some guys make you want to do it. So
Every
I,
time.
I understood the way Mike felt.
Right.
But
Mm.
not that he should have done it, but I understood the way he felt.
Now, most people forget, Antonio, that you guys are, and most fans are guilty of this. They forget that you are human beings with lives. How
Yeah.
do you compartmentalize your private life and just get 100% focus on the task at hand in the ring? That's got to be really troublesome, especially if you're going through some drama with your old lady or whatever. How do you do that? How do you compartmentalize everything to take care of business in the ring?
You know what, man? That sometimes can really throw us off our game if we don't have the support system that we need. I can think about some times that I had when I was going through a divorce. I flew over to Australia and we was going having some issues, but by the time I landed, the divorce was finalized. I find out,
Mhm.
I find out on the phone and all this, so I'm having to fight
Oh,
now
man.
and
Oh.
I got all this going on, but I end up winning that fight. You feel me? So that was a feather in my cap. So when the whole world thought I was losing that fight, she wanted to cash out before the check hit. You feel me? Felt good when I won. Kept moving up. You feel me? So that was
Yeah.
one of those feel good times. But back to Ronnie, what Ronnie said. My old trainer used to tell me, your body your body gonna give up, but your mind can take your body places, you feel me, that it can't go. So if your
Mm.
mind is strong enough, it can carry that body sometime. You know what I mean? But when you fatigue, that make cowards out of all of us. So that conditioning has to be there. And if you have that physical condition aligned with that mental toughness, man, you can beat anybody if you put your mind to it.
No doubt.
And that's another thing I want to bring up. And this is something that's going to result in an article, okay? Ronnie,
Okay.
you first. Don't you get sick of fans talking about ducking when everyone knows that you guys are fearless or else you wouldn't step in the ring? Why do fans actually insist that ducking is indeed a thing when we all know that it's not?
Well, because they don't understand the game. That's just, it's pure simple that they don't understand what's really going on. This is why fighters, you have a promoter, you have a manager, you go through all of that first, and they don't understand that, you know. And even who was that? Who threw the Riddick Bowe? Remember when he took his belt and threw it in the trash?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, people don't understand the frustration sometimes. You want to get these big fights, and sometimes they happen, sometimes they don't. The majority right now is not happening at all. You know,
Mm.
it could be a network issue. It could be just a money issue. I mean, people don't understand. It's so much
It's
that goes
a
on
business. It's a
behind the
business.
scenes.
It's a
You know,
business first. And a lot of people don't understand that, Ronnie, and you just hit on that. The manager, the promoter, all these things got to line up. And sometimes when the manager don't feel that this fight is in his fighter's best interest, he gonna want to shy away from that guy. We know as managers and trainers what our fighter really has. So we don't, if this is a bad matchup or this guy is strong on the left, we're gonna try to avoid that guy because he can set us back. You know what I mean? So sometimes it comes to the point where you just gotta believe in yourself and know that I can beat this guy. So it's worth the risk if you can win. But
yes,
sometimes these guys aren't taking risks like we used to take because
absolutely.
that's the only way we could have gotten a look by beating somebody that was ranked above us. So that's who I was looking for. All those guys that was ranked above me, I'm coming. And those are the guys I wanted to fight. Because if you beat a guy that's ranked number 5, you take that ranking and you
Absolutely.
move up. So that's how I always approached it.
Yeah.
Ronnie, and sticking with that same mindset, and that's really, really insightful, Antonio.
Thank you.
Now, Ronnie, Emmanuel used to say that it's these conditioning coaches are spending too much time with them and nothing prepares you mentally for the rigors of battle in the ring, like hard sparring. Do you think that is lending itself to a weaker mindset from these fighters today?
Well, absolutely, because you have a lot of conditioning guys that really think they know boxing, and they don't. Their
Mm.
job is to get you in physical shape. You know, mentally, you got to do it yourself. Nobody can prepare you mentally. You have to do that yourself. But physically, their job is just to do that, get you in physical shape. That's it. Mentally, you have to carry it by yourself. You can only do that. I can tell you different things, but mentally, if you ain't right and you ain't ready, it's going to hurt you. And no
Is that why
conditioning
we
guy
see
is going to tell you could tell you that.
is that why we see fighters today almost appearing like they're afraid to get hit? And I'm not going to mention any names, but you know exactly what we're talking about, Antonio, because you were there ringside calling the fights. And I'm not going to mention any names, but and everyone listening to this knows that it almost appears like they're afraid to get hit. I'm like, well, wait a minute. You're making millions. You're in the ring. You're a fighter. Why do you look like either you're smelling something bad or you're afraid to get hit?
I think back to that fight, and I know the one you're talking about, and I just want to say this. I think it was a game plan that they came out with, but I don't think it was executed, to the best of their ability. I know they wanted to move, but I didn't think maybe that game plan got lost in translation, so to speak. I can see what they were trying to do, but it didn't turn out like they thought it would. You know what I mean? I think he just moved a little bit too much, but we know this kid has ability. We've seen this kid, do it before, so he just got to find his space and trust what he knows. You know what I mean? And when I look at it, it's just like too much. He's trying to compartmentalize at once. Everybody trying to fix him all at the same time. And maybe they need to just, let him be for a minute. Everybody trying to fix him. And maybe sometime you just got to let him be, you know what I mean? And let him find himself. And I think that might be something they can, try to do. But we know this kid is talented. We've seen him become undisputed. We've seen him beat Lomachenko. We've seen him outclass Prograis. So this kid has it. It all got to come together. You know what I mean? And I hope they get it right, bro, because, to be a young guy, he still has a big, bright future in front of him. He just one or two exceptional wins away from getting everybody back, to Nathan. And that's how boxing is. We love winners, bro. All you got to do is win. We going to love you and support you, bro.
Absolutely.
Yep.
With that is a perfect response, and thank you for not mentioning the names. And you knew exactly what I was laying down, brother.
Right.
Thank you for that. And Ronnie, with that said, do you think it's going to come together against the ferocious puncher Brian Norman Jr. on the 22nd?
Well, that's something we'll have to wait and see, because it's all about the mindset.
Yeah.
It is. It's about the mindset. If he get it together, then it could be a great fight. He can win it. So, but that is something we've got to wait and see.
Well, I tell you what, if he thought Jose Ramirez was a big puncher, buckle up. November 22nd is around the corner against Brian Norman Jr. And once again, like Ronnie so eloquently stated, there's only one way to find out, and we can't wait. Oh, and in the main event of the evening, are we talking about now David Benavidez possibly against Arthur Beterbiev? Is that a possibility?
Well, I think Beterbiev, I think he got some work to do. I think he got this guy Anthony Yard over here from the UK. I think Benavidez is fighting him. I'm sorry. What fighter you said again? Arthur Beterbiev?
No. Is it just a rumor that's like Anthony Yard is going to be scrapped and Beterbiev is going to step in his place?
No,
that's the rumor currently.
No, I think Anthony Yard is fighting Benavidez, and
That's right.
Benavidez and Beterbiev mixed up sometimes. So yes, Benavidez is fighting Anthony Yard, and Arthur Beterbiev is, I think, fighting the guy you just mentioned.
Yeah, I tell you what, he's a big puncher. He's only lost once. He got knocked out. I think, Ronnie, that was your handiwork, wasn't it, when you were training Effie Ajagba?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I tell you what, guys, once again, who wins in this matchup, though? Because that's it. That's the showdown everyone wants to see. While Beevel's being laid out, Ronnie, you first. Who wins, David Benavidez or Arthur Beterbiev at age 40?
I think I might have to go with David Benavidez. I think Benavidez is too active. You know, he throws a lot of punches. And I think Petreviev, he tries. He throws a lot of punches also. But I think at 40 years old, Benavidez going to push him over the limit. And he's going to make him a lot older in that fight.
Antonio, do you concur?
I gotta agree with Ronnie. That was a good breakdown. The age definitely is a factor, but when you look at Beterbiev fights that he had with Bivol, it didn't seem like he can pull the trigger with that power he was so much noted for coming up before the Bivol fight. He was crushing everybody. I think everybody he fought and faced, he had stopped. But for some reason, it didn't seem like he could pull the trigger with Bivol. And if he had problems pulling that trigger against Benavidez, he's going to find himself looking up at stars, bro. For real.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
JR, I know you've been champing at the bit. I know you've been dying to ask him questions about the big September 13th showdown between Canelo and Terrence Crawford. So the floor is yours, my friend.
Now, I mean, we've kind of, gone over this. We're getting closer and closer to that big event there at, Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Or I say Las Vegas, Las Vegas, Nevada. You know what I'm saying? There for the undisputed super middleweight championship. And, a number of times, when they initially said that this fight was going to take place, a few people have favored Canelo for this. But for me, I've been looking at the past few fights for these guys and the thing with Canelo, and I'm like, I'm getting more and more confident that Terrence Crawford could actually pull this off and get a win here and end up being the victor on September 13th. Now, Coach Ronnie, you kind of talked about this particular matchup, and you said who you favor, so you could go more into that here while we get, as they say, Tarver's take on this.
So for me, I'm picking up upset with Terrence Crawford. And a lot of people telling me, "Oh, you're crazy. You just, I don't think he's strong enough." It's not about being strong. You don't have to be strong to win a fight. The only thing I see that can happen that Canelo can win is, the rounds can't be too close. Because it's been, if you watch Canelo fights, and I've had guys that go up against him, close rounds go to Canelo. Why? I have no idea. But Crawford just going to have to make the rounds his rounds. And can he do that? Yes, he can do that. Especially with him going both ways. Especially in the southpaw stance. Canelo hates southpaws. Everybody knows this. And if Crawford can really throw some punches that, just solid punches that can land, and Crawford is not going to run from him like people think he's going to do. He's not a runner. So he's going to move around, but he's not going to run. And he's going to be hitting Canelo with a lot of different things. And I really and truly believe that Crawford is going to win this fight. But he can't let too many rounds be too close because he's not going to get these rounds.
Antonio, what say you, sir?
Well, if you're watching Tarver's take, I'm Bud County all the way. But I want to point this out. I have favorite fighters, but I don't favor no fighter. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
When I say that, I like Bud because I always said that the size wouldn't be the difference because when you look at them, they have the same stature. Now, Bud don't put on some little muscle. He's carrying a few more pounds. I hope that don't slow him down. I hope he can still have his speed. You know what I mean? Because I think his speed is going to really be a feather in his cap. just by throwing combination punches. When you look at Canelo, Canelo got the power. He has the bang. But lately, he hasn't been throwing many combinations. It's one punch to the body at a time, big hook up top. And he looks for that sharp shot that he can hurt you with. Now, he's one of the best finishers and closers in the game. If he hurt Crawford, that spells trouble. So I think if Crawford can avoid that big shot all night, he can outbox Canelo, maybe show some separation from Canelo with just being, the smaller guy faster. And I think we can look for him to win a unanimous decision. But if Canelo can have some success to the body and land anything in succession, I don't think Crawford can afford to get hit 2-3 times in a row, not from a big guy like Canelo.
Right.
Now, Ronnie, a lot of fans are pointing to this, that they've noticed Canelo slipping and doesn't seem to be able to pull the trigger. And you mentioned this, and so did Antonio, that he sacrifices volume because he seems to be in love with his explosive power, combining speed with power, and you always sacrifice volume. And now that he really can't pull the trigger like he used to, and fans are pointing to, well, Terrence Crawford's older, but can you explain the difference? He's a well-preserved older fighter who hasn't taken much punishment, not nearly as much as Canelo. Can you elaborate on that, sir? And what's the difference in that in the ring?
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head when you say Crawford hasn't taken any punishment. He hasn't taken punishment. Just watch him. He don't take punishment at all. His defense is on point. He don't get hit. And look, he's not afraid to stand in the pocket and throw punches at you. But he knows when to get out. And that's the most important thing. And he knows when to come right back and counter. Now Canelo, yes, okay, his body probably is older than Crawford. Because he's been in some wars. He hasn't been out of it. I mean, the fight with, when he fought Bivol. Look, that was a tough fight for Canelo also. And I think Bivol, he took all the arm shots that Canelo was throwing at him. Crawford is going to have to watch out for that. He can't take that. That's something he's going to have to really look out for, getting hit on the arms the way Canelo is going to try to do it. But I think Crawford he's going to have a defense for that, and he's going to be countering. Look, Canelo doesn't like a fast pace right now, as you can see. When School was running all over the place, Canelo was getting so frustrated. He really was. And Crawford don't have to be that kind of fighter to run all over the place. But with combination punching, that's almost the same thing. He's letting his hands go. And I just hope that the judges look and see that what this guy is doing. Stop looking at Canelo and see what Crawford is doing.
See both fighters. I like that,
Absolutely.
Ronnie. I like that. And that's important. I think Ronnie feeling like this fight might be close because both of these guys are such great talents. And if Crawford seems to win a close decision, I don't think Ronnie feel comfortable that they're going to give it to him because the Canelo has been on top so long. It's like, you got to be more than great to get this guy out of there. You got to be more than great. And I think if anybody can do it, it's Crawford, man, because he processes it. He processes it so easy. You know what I mean? And I think that makes him a great fighter, man. We're going to see he's undefeated. He's risen up all these weight classes, and now he's daring to be great by jumping up 2 weight classes. It's been done before. Hopkins jumped up and beat me. So, we know Roy went up there and beat Ruiz. So it's been done before. And like I said, I think he's catching Canelo at the right time because, these last 3 fights that Canelo has had, I don't think those fighters can prepare him for a breed like Terrence Crawford. He's a different animal.
Listen.
That's a very, very good point. That's a very good point. Now I'm going to talk to you about fight week, Antonio. Who's got the advantage here? Terrence Crawford, boy, he's going to be eating hamburgers during fight week, while Canelo, he's going to be hating life. Talk about fight week, killing yourself to make weight, and what that does to the mentality of both fighters.
I don't think Canelo have any weight problems. He looks like he's in fantastic shape. I know he's hired one of my friends from down here, Blast, and Blast is a 160 pounder. That's this young kid, going to be good.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he say, man,
Blast. Yeah,
he
I
said
was saying,
Canelo
yeah,
working hard in camp. He say Canelo working hard in camp, so I can expect Canelo to bring his best. I don't think he's going to have any weight problem, and Crawford's going to be comfortable. You know, Crawford was killing himself 47. We know this. 47
Uh-huh.
Crawford. So, you know, he already had in mind to move up after the Spence fight. And so he did that. But you know, so he's filling out right at 160, man. Believe it or not. I think Crawford going to be okay. You know what I mean? We'll see.
And Ronnie, you know, we know, brother. We know Canelo. Hey, Viva Mexico, cabrones, when he's drunk between fights. Terrence Crawford doesn't have that problem. He lives the Spartan lifestyle a lot like a la Bernard Hopkins. He doesn't abuse his body between fights. Is this going to be a factor on September 13th?
It can be. It can be. At some point in your life, it catches up to you.
Mm.
And maybe this is the one. I mean, you know, it's a wait and see thing, but you never know. You know, at some point, your body is going to give up and say, hey, man, you know, you treated me like shit. Now you want me to work for you?
oh man,
It happens. I see it all the
Your
time.
body going to talk back to you. It's going to
It's
talk
gonna
back
talk
to
back to
you.
you. And your body talks back to you. Oh, you want me to do that? You want me to do that? You didn't think about that when you was pouring that liquor down my throat.
Right.
Dude, I will never forget. I will never forget, guys. There was a fighter who's going to remain nameless from El Paso that Ronnie was training for this camp, and he showed up grossly overweight. And so it turned into a fat camp. And when he got knocked out in the first round on Showtime, he blamed the trainer. He blamed the trainer. And Ronnie on my podcast 15 years ago said, hey, man, I didn't open your mouth and shovel all that food within you between fights. So don't be blaming it on me. I just had to set it straight.
Right.
You know, and Antonio, like that's a huge problem for fighters for some reason. And do you think they're taking advantage of the 36-hour rehydration period that you guys didn't have when you were prize fighter? I know Ronnie didn't because he had same-day weigh-ins.
Same day.
So what's going on? And are these fighters becoming weight bullies with that 36-hour rehydration? And does something need to be done about it?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of weight bullies out there for sure. And I just think go back to weighing early in the mornings. You know, the rehydration, I don't like it, bro. Like if you make weight, I believe if you make weight, it shouldn't be no restrictions. You've done your contract. You've satisfied your contract. Let the guy, you know, because hydrating up to that weight don't always make you the better fighter. It can slow you down. It can slow you down. And it doesn't mean you're in the best shape when you put all that weight back on.
yeah,
You know what I mean? That don't signify that you're in tip-top shape. If you're in tip-top shape, you're only going to gain about 6 or 7 good pounds. You ain't going to balloon up 20, 30 pounds. Now you carrying 2 weight classes above you. That ain't going to make you more fluid in the ring. That ain't going to make you slicker or quicker in the ring. No, that's going to slow you down.
Someone forgot to tell that to Edgar Berlanga. Ballooned up 25 pounds. Oh, boy. Well, look, can you tell that Ronnie has a little PTSD? He keeps bringing up the scorecards from Maris Landy versus Canelo Alvarez. Yeah.
He got a point. He got a point, though. You know, when you look back at that fight, bro, and he put hands on Canelo, he won a lot of rounds, and he didn't run. He boxed smart. I think that was the one that got away. If anybody was going to get a decision over Canelo, they should have gave it to Lara because I think he earned it.
What was that Levi Martinez card, Coach? 9 rounds to 3 for Canelo?
117, 111, something like that.
Goodness gracious. Yeah, that's absolutely insane.
9 rounds to 3 for Canelo.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say this once in this show. Chingao, brother. Chingao. And we all, Mexicanos listening knows what that means. So, Chingao, brother. That was deplorable. Was
Yeah,
CJ Ross in that fight also?
yeah, CJ
Gee.
Ross or Adelaide Bird or
Adelaide
we
Bird.
can't have no.
Patricia Morse
The, u-
Jarman?
yeah, the usual suspects. The usual suspects.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
yeah, definitely can't have him in here for this fight.
It
Yeah, but
is.
So, guys, it's going to be interesting. Pay attention when the judges are announced, as well as the third man in the ring. Okay, because once again, is it going to be a ref who's going to allow a lot of holding on the inside, or is it going to be a guy like Thomas Taylor who doesn't allow it? That's going to determine a lot of who wins this fight. And most fans don't realize that that's a huge part of determining the winner and loser in the fight game. Ronnie, what goes into that process? Do you guys have a say when you're how does that actually work?
Well, number one, we can protest a referee, but that don't mean you go win the protest.
Mm.
Now, I've seen it to where we have protested and won because our opponent didn't want him either. So
Nobody
that's
to trust
the
him.
easy part. That's the easy part. The hard part is when the opponent wants the referee and you don't. So it's up to the commission to say, well, for them to take a look at it. And normally they say, you know what? No. This is our guy. We trust him that he's going to do everything he's supposed to do. Blah 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 blah. And nothing you could do. Because if they don't change it, it's nothing you can do. The same with the judges. You can protest the judges, but that don't mean you're going to win. And the commission go change. They go tell you, look, we trust our judges. So it's nothing you can say unless the other side feels the same way. And more than likely, 9 out of 10 times, the other side is not going to feel the same way you feel. So it's up to the judges. I mean, it's up to the commission
Commissioners, you're right.
It's up to them to say, you know what, this is who we appointed, so this is who we're going to roll with. And there's nothing you can do.
Because I remember when the judges were announced, Antonio, for Canelo Alvarez versus Gennady Golovkin 1, and Golden Boy was able to choose one. Golovkin's team was able to choose another, and the commission chose a neutral judge of their choosing. And Golden Boy Promotions chose Adelaide Bird because she favors the boxer puncher. She had that tendency. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? This is already one in the books for Golden Boy. This shouldn't be allowed. And look how it played out. So are the judges going to be a factor on September 13th?
I hope it won't be a negative factor, but they're going to always be a factor. You can only hope and pray that the judges have the integrity that, and the love for the sport, and they call it like they see it. That's all we can expect, the judges to do. Judge like you see it and be fair, because these guys are fighting for their lives. They're fighting for their careers. And this is legacy type of fight.
Yep, exactly.
You don't want really the referee to have too much involvement. He's there to keep the rules and everything. But we want the referee to just break and let them fight. You know what I'm saying? Don't have a referee that wants to be too much involved. You know what I mean? That can really control the outcome in a way. If you're stopping one fighter from doing what he loves to do because, okay, if he goes to his body and you rule it low already when the guy just getting started, that can stop him from going to the body because he don't want to get a point. So the referee just cannot have his hand all in the fight. Just let the fighters, decide, who's going to come out victorious.
Well, guys, I really hope. Look, my biggest concern leading into this fight, and this is a question for both Ronnie and Antonio. Now we're going to go to the business side, guys. We've seen in Mayweather Pacquiao, if it doesn't sizzle on the big stage, and they're anticipating an audience worldwide of over 60 million viewers live on Netflix. Does this fight have to sizzle in order for this to be a critical and commercial hit? and a win for boxing, the health of the sport?
You know, I really and truly believe it does. Because look, everybody knows Canelo and everybody knows Crawford. So right there, you got two of the best fighters in this era fighting each other. So to me, that's a sizzle right there. So,
Mm,
but here's the thing: if Crawford comes in at his best and Canelo comes in at his best, that should do everything for this fight.
mm,
It should take care of everything. So if people won't be going back and say, "Oh, I shouldn't have paid this," no, they're still going to love it because if both guys bring what we know they have in them to that ring on September the 13th, then it shouldn't be a problem.
Antonio, do you think this is a dud or a sizzler on September 13th?
Oh no, it's a sizzler, man. The energy is real. You feel me? You saw those guys when they faced off. You know what I mean? These are the two most talented fighters in the game and has been that way for a long time. And they're finally meeting. It was a fight that, came out of nowhere, but this is good for boxing, man. I'm just glad that Terrence Crawford is finally getting his just due. This man been one of the best fighters for a long time. You know what I mean? And we can truly say this is the first time, other than the Spence fight, that he right now is on this platform and on this level. I'm glad that TKO, Dana White, and all the other guys that are involved in this extravaganza. I think it's hard for this fight not to live up to the building or live up to the hype. It's going to be hard because one thing's for sure, both of these guys going to fight. Both of these guys going to put hands on each other. You feel me?
Mm.
Both of these guys got something to prove, man. Who is really the face of boxing and who's really pound for pound. You know what I mean? And so that's what we're going to find out September 13th. And I can't wait, man. Bud County, get your tickets in now. I believe, hey, I'm telling you, that line going to change, bro. If you're a Crawford fan, get in early, bro. I'm telling you.
I tell you what, Big JR. Big JR, do you have anything to add before we go to top 10, brother?
Yeah, I'll tell y'all about Terrence Crawford. Like one time, here a couple of months ago, was out there for Virginia Norfolk when they were scheduled to have the thing there with Keyshawn Davis, and Terrence Crawford was out there, and he had this stuff there where he was like floating around and going to different spaces. But the thing about Terrence Crawford is he has that refuse to lose mentality. He don't want to lose at nothing. Tiddlywinks, football, bowling, darts, none of that. All right, video games. In video games, he refused to lose in video games. Like it be Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. Like he don't want to lose to nothing. So he has that mentality every single day. And with this fight coming up here, this is a fight where, as you said there, Antonio, that he gets his shine and he gets his recognition there as being one of the best fighters in the game. And as he said before his fight against Errol Spence Jr., he said that this is the Terrence Crawford era. And here against, Canelo Alvarez, he's going to go in there and he's going to show that he is better than Canelo Alvarez and say, hey, listen, with my, my skill set, my dimensions, me in the southpaw stance, I could outpoint and outmaneuver Canelo Alvarez and get this win to become the undisputed super middleweight champion and stamp himself as the top guy in this particular era in the sport of boxing. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. You know what I mean?
Well, Ronnie, one last thing about this.
Yeah.
Do you see Terrence Crawford predominantly fighting out of the southpaw stance, and why?
No, I don't see him fighting out of the southpaw stance the whole fight. I think he's going to switch. He's going to do both. I can't say he's going to do one more than the other because he can fight out of both stances. So, but if he's getting the better of it as a right-hander, I think he'll stay there. He'll stay there. And then he'll switch every now and then just to see what's happening on that end. But sometimes, just because he know Canelo hates southpaws, doesn't mean that he can beat him that way. I think he could beat him as a right-hander also.
And Antonio, Terrence has one of the most intelligent jabs in the business, and we saw him as early as round one against Errol Spence take away that beautiful jab. We've seen Canelo in the past have problems against guys with an intelligent jab. Is that going to be the determining factor of who wins this fight? Is how Canelo deals with that beautiful, intelligent jab, mixing feints, touch jabs, hard sticking jabs to the body, chest, and head in different intervals. Is that going to determine the winner here?
I don't know if it's going to determine it, but it can cause, Canelo to have some fits. He's going to have to figure that out. Now, how he figured that out is up to him. Does he catch that jab and counter right over it? He can, pull that jab, knock it down and counter over it. Can he get something off of that jab? That'll be the deciding factor. Can he, counter Crawford's jab? Because he's going to have to. He's going to have to figure that out if he's going to stay in the game, because you don't want to let Crawford start touching him any kind of way, because he's going to add on 2, 3, 4 punches behind it. The jab is the key to the fight. And I think both of these guys are going to have to rely on that jab a lot in this fight.
Well, I tell you what, guys, we can't wait. September 13th can't come soon enough.
Yeah, it can't come soon enough.
God bless Netflix. God bless Turkey LLC and boxing. I love it, guys. Can't wait.
Real quick, want to give a shout out to those in the live chat. The Box Academic says, if history holds, if Crawford happens to win unanimously, then Canelo will get a 114-114 scorecard.
Well, let's just hope BJ Ross doesn't come out of retirement like Adelaide Bird. Come on now.
Shout out to Toby Bartlett here. Says salute to B, James, Joseph, Coach Ronnie, Antonio, everybody in the chat, man. Salute to you right there, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So, that was a great discussion in reference to this analysis of this super fight here coming up September 13th at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. Undisputed super middleweight championship of the world. So definitely looking forward to that. But right now, we got to get into this, man. This is another one of our big segments here on Real Boxing with Coach Ronnie Shields. So let's go with it here. Here we go.
Maybe, just maybe, it's time for Coach Ronnie's Top 10. Bing!
Oh, well, thank you there, Teddy Atlas, for that little sound bite.
Teddy.
All right, so we got Coach Ronnie here that usually reads here with us as far as like the top 10 lists there. How they do it in with the late show there with David Letterman. So we're gonna have you join us here, of course, Magic Man, on this one. So Coach Ronnie, you could read this here with this category here real quick.
Top 10 biggest official. Oh,
let's do this one. Let's do this one. Here we go.
The top 10 biggest critical hits in boxing history on pay-per-view stage.
All right, yeah. So we're gonna go with the big hits here. Here we go. We're gonna start off with number 10.
It's hard to see with that font, brother. You sure you can't turn it in yellow? Jeez. Or why don't you read this one, James? Right, why don't you read this one instead?
Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Ricky Hatton in 2007. The pretty boy was transforming into Money Mayweather when he delivered that perfect check left hook in the 10th round. It sent the pride of Manchester crashing into the turnbuckle in front of a roaring Las Vegas crowd, cementing Mayweather's legacy as both a defensive wizard and a clutch finisher on the grandest stage. Oh man,
I remember that fight. That was one of Money Mayweather's best, I think, performances. The way he closed that fight and showed the power. You know what I mean? It was Pernell Whitaker had a knack for that. Really wasn't noted for his power, but when he needed a knockout, he got it. You know what I mean? And that was an unbelievable finish by Floyd Mayweather. I was there, man, and one of the biggest nights in boxing. Floyd took care of business in a knockout.
Yeah, that was great, man. That was a great fight, and for Floyd, he really showed out that night, and I think that's what really made him Money Mayweather.
That part.
I tell you what, I really loved Uncle Roger's tutelage in the corner. When Money Mayweather, it was obvious he was having trouble with all of the hard pressure in the early rounds. What did Roger say? Hey, it's easy. Pot shot him. And he started doing that, and it started to really erode the chin of Ricky Hatton. And then he started doing his thing in the mid to late rounds, and it was all over. Ricky Hatton couldn't cut off the ring, close the distance from eating all those straight right hands. Brilliant performance. But with that said, Antonio, a lot of Ricky's fans were saying, hey, Joe Cortez, they were letting too much holding happen. What say you, brother?
I don't recall that. I don't recall it was
You think
that.
it's the Brits, just sour grapes?
Yeah, I think so. Ricky Hatton traveled a long way. That knockout, they traveled a long way. That had to be a hell of a ride back home, but that had to be a long flight back to England. I'm telling you.
I mean, to me, that particular fight there, the MGM Grand Garden Arena, I think that was one of the better scenes in boxing around that time period. MGM Grand Garden Arena is like one of my favorite arenas for boxing because I don't think there's a bad seat in that arena, not one, not a single one. And to have those fans in there and just screaming, "There's only one, Ricky!" I'm telling you, it was like deafening. Even through the TV, that sound was deafening in there. So
when you were singing that, you almost sounded like Bill Cosby there.
Well, let me tell you something. No,
you got put the pills in the pudding. No, I'm kidding. I'm just joking. I'm sorry, guys. I love Bill. Do you remember, Ronnie, when we used to call everyone Dane Bramies because of the Bill Cosby joke?
Oh, yeah.
What's up, my Dane Bramey? But hey, look, guys. What Ricky Hatton brought to Vegas was absolutely legendary. I mean, they couldn't sell enough seats. Yeah. And I remember all the Brits were watching it at other casinos because they couldn't get a seat. And he brought over 40,000 fans that weekend to Vegas.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen anything like that since.
No.
But something tells me we're going to see something similar on September 13th in Allegiant Stadium. That's why they picked the big stadium. Absolutely. I can't wait, guys. What's the next one, JR?
All right, here we go. We got for number 9. Here we go with number 9. Mike Tyson versus Michael Spinks. A 30-second demolition on pay-per-view. The right hand that finished Spinks wasn't just a knockout. It was a thunderclap that announced Tyson as the baddest man on the planet. The punch itself was simple, but the moment magnified its devastation.
Yeah.
It was the birth of Mike, the birth of Iron Mike, I believe, and he was at his prime that night. I think we don't know if we've seen Mike look better the way he broke down a legendary champion like Michael Spinks. We talking about a gold medal.
I'm great.
Yeah, gold medals, light heavyweight champ, beat Larry Holmes, and for Mike to knock out a guy that we thought couldn't be knocked out because of his ability, that was amazing for Mike Tyson.
He was in Trump Plaza.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think everybody remember this fight, man. I think just Mike just brought Mike out. After he knocked out Spinks, man, he showed everybody he was the baddest man on the planet. And man,
at that time.
Yeah,
bad.
Oh my God,
Ronnie, we talked about earlier the mental part of the game. Do you think that Michael Spinks, the great, legendary, all-time great light heavyweight, do you think it got to his head the legend of Iron Mike Tyson before he ever stepped in the ring?
Oh, without a doubt, man. I'm telling you. The first punch that Mike touched him with, I know y'all could see him and oh my God, what's this? It's something he never felt before. He never seen that before. I'm telling you. He never seen that before. And he's been in with everybody. But that Mike Tyson there was a bad man.
Mm.
Oh, listen, you got to understand something. I was going in there to hurt him. He ain't having a chance with me, man.
Oh, dude, that was before he let Robin Givens get into his head. Come on now.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Oh, man. Oh, goodness. All right, let's run it with number 8. Here we go with number 8. Eric Morales versus Manny Pacquiao won in 2005. Late in the 12th round, Morales switched to southpaw just to trade with Pacquiao, stunning him with crisp combinations. It wasn't one punch, but a critical hit of pride and defiance that immortalized Morales and showed the world Pacquiao was human.
just one of those big fights, man. Mexico, he stood up for Mexico, bro, and it was a heart check. It was a heart test in that fight. Manny
Yeah.
was at his best, but Morales refused to lose, man, and he really, I think his fans carried him to victory that night. You know, he really did it for his Mexican fans, man. Eric Morales.
Yeah, I agree with Antonio on this one. You know, Morales, man, he showed out. You know, that was a great fight too. You know, and it was really exciting. Pacquiao always brought out the best out of everybody.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
that's
did,
great.
man.
Great point.
He,
The best
yeah,
out of everybody. So everybody
everybody.
got up for Pacquiao.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, I tell you what, guys, that was well, except for David Diaz, poor guy. You remember David?
My boy
Yeah.
from Chicago, David Diaz. Yeah.
Oh, he said after the fight at 35, Manny Pacquiao's only fight at 35, he said, "Man, I was getting hit with so many punches, I thought Freddie was in the ring with him." I tell you what, David was a real gentleman, man. Love David Diaz.
Yeah.
What's the next one, JR?
Here we go. Number 7. Canelo Alvarez versus Amir Khan in 2016. The overhand right that ended Khan's night was surgical. Under the bright lights of Las Vegas, Canelo delivered a perfectly timed counter that instantly silenced any doubt about his power at middleweight. A knockout for the highlight reels forever.
Man, you know, I was just sitting this weekend with Amir Khan, and we chopped it up, him and his brothers and the uncles over there in Saudi Arabia. Good dude, man. Good dude. Had a heck of a career too. But yeah, Canelo was in rare form. And that Canelo right there, he was punching. He was just too strong for those guys, I believe, at that time.
Mhm.
And he was in his prime, and he caught Amir Khan with one of the, I mean, classic right hands, bro. It spent him around, and just the way he fell, we knew he couldn't get up from that. And it was just a beautiful knockout. And Canelo has had 2 or 3 of those on his resume. You know, when you look at who was that? He knocked out the kid from New York. Was it Franklin? Was it not Franklin?
What was one
Brother,
of
the
his
brother. He crushed him the same way, folded him like a lawn chair. So Crawford don't want to get hit with none of that. Crawford don't want to get hit with none of that on the 13th. You feel me?
That's
You
not
need a
Get knockout from Kovalev too. That one was a vicious
you need
knockout.
a helmet on
Oh, yeah,
taking those
Kovalev.
kind of shots, bro.
Wait a
Don't
minute.
do
Was
it.
that one at the Canelo weight of 155?
Which one?
Yeah.
Who's the one that you were
I
talking
don't know,
about?
Ronnie. Is he capable of that kind of timing now?
Well, you look, you never lose that, man. That's going to always be with you. You know, it may not be as fast as it was, but he still got the power. And, as long as he has that, he can time it. He can hit it. I mean, he can use it. It can work. But, Crawford just had to be smart, man. He just had to be smart. Use a lot of feints at him, make him throw punches when he don't want to throw punches. So it could be a lot into it.
Okay, and can we put
But
this to bed, Ronnie? Can we put this to bed? All of those British fight fans that insist to this day, and no offense to Amir Khan, I love Amir. He was great for the sport, great for the health of the sport. He was a real, just big attraction, a lot of fun to watch, fearless.
Yes.
Can we just put this to rest? He doesn't beat Floyd Mayweather at 47. Come on now.
He don't beat him at 47, 54, or 60.
140 or
like when
135
like when British fight fans say, "Oh yeah, Mayweather just wanted to avoid him. He didn't want any part of a prime Amir Khan." I'm like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me you're saying that Amir Khan from mid to long range touches Floyd Mayweather Jr. with those reflexes?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Not at all.
No, Floyd,
Yeah.
Floyd's one of the best counter punchers, even though Amir was
Oh.
fast. Floyd was fast as well. So I think that would have negated it. But
Absolutely.
nobody's beat Floyd. So I don't think he would have figured it out either.
Nope.
Floyd has a way of adapting and just making it difficult for anybody. And he's definitely going to make you miss. So, I think Floyd win a decision there.
Absolutely.
Just a
Thank
matter
you.
of
I've
making people
always wanted to bring that up on Ronnie's show. Thank you, gentlemen.
For sure.
So, Britt, sorry, guys. Mayweather wins that one. Come on now. Come on. Jeez. Can we put that away now? Chingao. Yeah. What's the next one, JR?
All right, here we go. Number 6. All right. Ooh, all right. Evander Holyfield versus Mike Tyson 1.
Mm.
Holyfield's short right hand in the 10th round dropped Tyson and symbolized the impossible. The real deal, breaking down Iron Mike when few thought it could be done. It wasn't just a punch, it was a declaration of resilience on the pay per view's grandest stage.
That
Yeah,
was
I
one of
tell
the
you.
biggest fights of that year, I believe, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Holyfield showed what we all knew, man. He had a heart of a lion. And if it came down to a heart check, Holyfield gonna win those every time. He just had a mentality that was unmatched when it came down to his hunger and desire to win, and his faith and belief. I think separated him from all of the guys that he was there facing as opponents. I think his faith really was his feather in his cap that really helped him be successful as well as he did against these giants. That's what always surprised me, man, how small of a heavyweight he truly was. He wasn't but 6'2". And
Yeah.
going up against guys like Riddick Bowe, I mean George Foreman, man, that's just he was pound for pound. When you talk about pound for pound, the best heavyweight in the world, bro, at that time. Pound for
No doubt.
pound. He was doing it 40, 50 pounds lighter than these guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Coach,
A lot of people
the
don't realize,
mentality of Evander Holyfield, and touch on Tarver's, he stated his faith. How big was that in his mental preparation?
man, Evander Holyfield has more faith than anybody. I'm telling you.
Mm.
And, he believed in himself. That's number one. He believed he could beat anybody. He believed he can do anything, you know. And his faith in God is unmatchable with anybody, you know. And let me tell you something, man. When Evander Holyfield, a lot of people don't realize this and don't know this. They came out around the same time in amateurs.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't know that nobody wants to spar with Mike Tyson. Evander Holyfield was the only one.
Wow,
Because
that's
Tyson
in,
used to kill people.
that's in
Yep.
the
He
images
used to
now.
kill people in the gym.
Yep.
So Holyfield was the only one that would step up and say, you know what? I'm smaller, but I spar with Mike. And they used to spar all the time. So
There it is.
Knew
Evander
that. Hey,
wasn't
you
scared of
educated
Mike.
me today, Ronnie. That's great. I love hearing that story, man.
He wasn't scared of Mike. And that's the thing people didn't realize. Everybody kept saying Mike is going to kill him. No, no. Evander Holyfield, man, let me tell you something. This guy got the biggest heart in the world. I'm telling you. He has the biggest heart in the world. And afraid of nobody, fought anybody, everybody. That was Evander Holyfield. Evander Holyfield is a real fighter.
Warrior, man. Warrior.
What was the
Are we too?
round? What was the round in Bo Holyfield where we thought Evander Holyfield was out on his feet catching that uppercut? And
Yeah,
then he comes back at the end of the round and just starts laying the wood to Riddick Bowe. And that's one of
He
the
might have
greatest
won that
heavyweight
round,
rounds
man.
in modern history.
absolutely.
That was
Absolutely.
crazy.
And Bo
Oh,
was a
man.
big guy.
Yep.
Strong, fast.
Skillful,
Bo had
skillful.
all the tools.
Bo had skills. He had a hell of a
Yes,
skill
he
set,
did.
bro.
Yes, he did. Bo was one of the most skillful fighters ever and can punch.
Mm.
Guys, we need to see something like that on the 13th. Come on,
Yeah,
guys, for the health of boxing. Come on.
they're
Yeah.
gonna do it. They're gonna do it. They're gonna put on.
Oh,
Man,
yeah, they
listen,
will.
listen, I couldn't believe Evander Holyfield that night. I was hitting him with everything, and he was still right there. What's going on?
What's next, JR?
Oh man, what we got? Number 5. All right, here we go. Number 5. Sugar Ray Leonard versus Tommy Hearns, 1981. The left hook and flurry in round 14 that forced a stoppage remains one of boxing's greatest comebacks. Leonard was behind, but the critical hit broke Hearns' will and flipped the narrative in real time under all the bright lights.
Sugar Ray, man. Sugar Ray was one of my favorite fighters, man. Just, really represented the sport well. After Ali, it was Sugar Ray was the biggest name in the game. And then he gave us everything. He fought everybody, didn't duck nobody. You feel me? That was a real good era, great era in boxing. You know what I mean? When nobody ducked, bro, everybody great was trying to fight another great. And we wanted to get back like that, bro. We want the sport to get back like that these guys are willing to face their biggest challenges. You know what I mean? So we all can know who the best fighter is. But yeah, Sugar Ray was one of my favorite fighters, and that was a sweet moment in time. And at that time, Tommy Hearns was the number one fighter in the world, pound for pound. So,
He's the
that
Mike Tyson of the welterweight division, Antonio.
yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, man, one of my favorite fighters too.
Yeah, I know both guys because I fought both guys in amateurs. I fought Tommy twice, and we split 1-1. And I fought Ray. I was supposed to fight Ray twice, but in the '76 National Golden Gloves, we were supposed to fight in the semifinals. Ray fought this badass dude from Detroit in the quarterfinals, and Ray got cut. So this is Olympic year, so they wouldn't let him fight me in the semifinals. So I went on to fight, and I won the National Golden Gloves that year.
Oh, that's wild. That's wild. Congratulations, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So then,
But we got that in common. We national champions, bro.
absolutely.
We got that in
Hey, I won a national 3 times.
Oh,
So,
that's crazy.
yeah. So
Congrats, bro.
in the '76 Olympic trials, I fought Ray in the semifinals, and I lost a decision to Ray in the semifinals.
Wow,
But
that's
Ray,
great.
he was so fast, man. It was unbelievable speed, and he carried that. Sometimes you lose that, but Ray
Right, he
carried
carried
that over, in the pros. And man, he gave, he was just so confident about everything he did. And, Ray was hard to beat, you know. And but the fight with him and Tommy, when he stopped Tommy in the 14th round, it was the 14th round, right?
14th round,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, man, that was an unbelievable fight. It was really close early, but Ray came on.
I'll never forget the words of Angelo Dundee. You're losing it, kid. You're losing it.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Tell you what, one of the great motivators. I don't think he had quite the brain you did, Ronnie, but he was one of the great motivators of all time.
Oh yeah, Dundee, man, he was no doubt
Great trainer, legendary.
Yeah.
legendary.
And look, guys. I'll say this, man. I'll say this. The heart of Tommy and Sugar Ray and everyone of that era, Antonio, you nailed it. Guys, can we see that again, please?
No,
Can we see that again?
no.
Because look, I'll be honest. This is the problem. This is the problem. I remember watching a pay-per-view fight several years ago with a dear friend of mine who's a mainstream and casual fan, and he said, and it was kind of a dud. And he said, you know what? This is why I'm not into boxing as much anymore, because maybe I don't know what I'm looking at. Maybe I'm stupid. He said, but I just like to see more fight in my fights. And I've never forgotten that, because he's right on the money. Guys, that's all we want to see. The mainstream and casual audience members who don't quite understand what they're looking at, they just want to see action.
Yeah.
And that's why there's so much riding on this event on September 13th.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you guys once again, are we going to see that action, Ronnie, on September 13th?
I really and truly believe we are. I really and truly believe. I think both guys really want to win, and from just looking at all the articles that's coming out, both guys are working hard. They really both look good. So I think we're going to be for a hell of a night.
Hey,
And I'll back off that and just say, when they announced this fight over a month and a half ago, I'm looking like, hey, man, we got 5 months to wait on this fight. But, man, it's just kept growing, gotten bigger. It hadn't really slowed down at all. And now we 3 weeks away. This thing finna build up more speed than we could imagine. I don't know how this fight don't live up to the hype. I really don't. With these two great athletes, with these two great athletes and everything that's at stake, I think it's going to bring the best out in both, and we'll see who's victorious. I like Bud, but both of these guys can win. They're both that great. It's who night is going to be on fight night. Who's going to step and rise to the occasion? That's what we're going to be paying attention to come September 13th.
Man.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And can we crank this event up to first class with an exhibition between Coach Ronnie Shields and Dana White and see Coach Ronnie beat the brakes off of the bald head man? Come on now. Can we see that?
We need it. Yeah, we need to find a
I
way to
don't
make
know.
that happen.
I don't know if we got enough money to get Dana White in the ring, bro. You know how much that'll be? Come on, bro.
Because, man, I tell you what, I know my man Ronnie would be willing to do it for free.
Oh, yeah.
Just to lay some hands on Dana. Come on now.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, believe it or not, Dana in shape now, bro. Dana been hitting the iron. He look good, bro. He in shape.
But he's
Yeah,
slow.
but a heavy bag doesn't hit back.
He's slow.
This one here for number 5 was definitely a good one on the list. You talk about Tommy Hearns and Ray Leonard being in the pound for pound list, and reminds me of like a post that was recently put up by trainer there Stephen Brettman Edwards, where he posted the top 10 that was out there in the 1980s or this particular.
I saw that. That was
Man,
crazy.
you got Tommy Hearns, Alexis Arguello, Sugar Ray Leonard, Wilfredo Gomez, Larry Holmes, Salvador Sanchez, Michael Spinks, Marvin Hagler, Aaron Pryor, and Roberto Duran as your 10.
Wow.
And wait a minute. And can you compare that to today's? Or no, you don't want to embarrass those guys?
No, I ain't gonna.
You look at today's top 10. You look at today's pound for pound top 10 and put it alongside that celebrity boxing list over there. It just don't look the same, bro. It just don't look.
No,
Hey, guys, that's where we need the sport to be once again, guys. That's back when it was, boy, you couldn't wait. Back when your head would pop off that pillow Saturday morning and say, oh, shit, this is the night of the big fight. And you couldn't wait. You felt like a kid at Christmas. That's where we need boxing to be again. Come on now. September 13th, baby, come through.
Now we have to recognize now we have been getting the big fights this year and at the latter part of last year. Thankful to Turkey Al-Sheikh, Your Excellency, really putting those big fights on. Even though they were overseas, we did get a chance to enjoy them pay-per-view. Yeah. But we want those big fights to come back over here.
Yeah, we need them back here. I want to see more of those fights here. I don't want to see like every.
That's why, guys,
fights out there.
That's why September 13th is so important for the health of the sport. I want to be like Big George. Oh, beautiful, for spacious skies.
Yeah,
come on now,
USA. All right, here we
go.
Yes. All right, number 4. Here we go with number 4, the big hits. All right, Manny Pacquiao versus Ricky Hatton in 2009. That second round left hand counter from Manny Pacquiao is still one of the most replayed shots in boxing history. It left Hatton flat on his back, motionless, on one of the biggest pay-per-view stages ever. It was a career-defining blow for Pacquiao.
Oh yeah,
man.
That was.
I know Ricky Hatton hate Vegas, don't he? He don't like to go to Vegas.
Yeah.
He get it bad in Vegas, man.
He probably won't go to Vegas to visit.
Oh, jeez. Well, I tell you what, man, Ricky Hatton, that was one of the ugliest knockouts I think I've ever seen. That was downright scary, guys.
That was scary, bro. That was scary. The way his
head
hit.
Let's just be thankful that Ricky Hatton is enjoying his retirement and is completely healthy. And boy, I tell you what a great ambassador he was and still is for our beloved boxing. But yes, that remains one of the scariest knockouts I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, no doubt.
Let's move on. We're almost out of time. Big JR.
Here we go. Number 3, Lennox Lewis versus Hasim Rahman 2 in 2001. In the
that was George.
Lewis delivered a picture-perfect right hand in the 4th round that erased Rottman's earlier upset win. A single punch restored order to the heavyweight division and remains one of the most devastating one-punch knockouts ever seen on pay-per-view.
Yeah, that right hand, man. Rockman was like, and Rockman came in confident because he won the first one. But man, that right hand he hit him with, that was terrible.
I'll say one thing about Lennox Lewis. I think he's underrated because when you look at the fact that he beat Tyson, you feel me, and then he beat every man he stepped in the ring with. Even though he had those 2 knockout losses, he avenged those by knockout. You know what I mean? So that really erased, even though he got knocked out, it kind of erased it, especially when you come back and knock the same man out that knocked you out. So Lennox had an incredible career, man. He was, it was his era when he was in the game. It wasn't no other heavyweight that could compare. He was head and above shoulder over the rest of those guys.
Yeah, I think, also, I really think when he got with Emmanuel Stewart, that changed a lot. That changed everything for him. Because he had somebody that he really knew the game, and he trusted and believed in Emmanuel. Absolutely. And man, he was unbeatable after that. Absolutely.
And that's another thing that you share with the late great Emmanuel Stewart, one of your dear mentors, is that a loss doesn't sit well with you, does it, Ronnie?
Oh no.
You want to get that back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure.
Gotta get it back.
For sure.
ASAP. Yep, no doubt. All right, be ready for number 2. Here we go with number 2. Juan Manuel Marquez versus Manny Pacquiao 4 in 2012. That kind of right hand in the 6th round. Time with Pacquiao lunging in is etched in the boxing lore. On the pay-per-view stage with millions watching, Marquez froze time with one perfectly played shot that ended their rivalry and created one of the most famous lines in boxing. He's not getting up, Jim. He's not getting up, Jim.
I'll never forget Roy's call that night. Oh! Yeah, he became a fan ringside that night.
Yeah, for sure.
Antonio, your thoughts?
Pacquiao became a meme that night, bro. He was just frozen in time when he hit face first. You rarely see fighters fall like that. But the way his body was going forward, you know what I mean? And I was scared for Pacquiao for a minute, you know what I mean? But luckily he got up, it was okay. But that was a devastating shot. And Marquez, bro, he got even. And that they fought 4 times, I believe. So that was just one of the greatest matchups that we saw in that era. And I'm glad those guys gave it to us 4 times. Beautiful.
Absolutely. I agree with that. These guys, man, they put up 4 great fights, but that last knockout, oh my God, that, I think it surprised Marquez himself when he
It
did
sure
it.
did. It sure did.
He didn't look like he was surprised that he did it, because just, when you looked at his face, it was like he couldn't believe it.
Nobody thought Manny Pacquiao could ever get knocked out because of his speed. He's so strong and his left hand. But to get a perfectly timed shot like that, Marquez must have had to work his butt off just to stay laser focused and not lose his momentum during that fight. Pacquiao was in that fight. He was actually having one of his better rounds before he got hit. So that's how it happens sometime in the game.
No doubt.
Tell it, Ronnie, what's the scarier knockout? Paul Williams at the hands of Sergio Maravilla Martinez, or that one?
Yeah, I think Paul Williams.
Yeah, Paul went down. That
was scary. That was really scary.
We saw that. We really didn't kind of see that punch that Marquez landed. We really didn't see it. But boy, that was slow motion, like with that right hand, that left hand catching Paul Williams. That was almost in slow motion. It looked like it just one hit a quitter. Boom, it was over.
Speaking of slow motion left overhand lefts, what's number 1, JR?
Let me see. Who do we got here at number 1? Let's go. All right, here we go. Roy Jones Jr. versus Antonio Tarver. Untouchable. Knockout in shocking fashion.
I'll let you take
Man,
this one by yourself.
you know what? That was just all my hard work really coming together, man. Everybody know I thought I won that fight, even though it was a close fight the first time. But I came in as the WBC and the IBF champion. I was unified champion. But I fought, and I admit it, man, I was fighting a superstar, a guy that was beloved, and I understood why. He was one of the greatest talents we had seen in the game, and but I just believe, man, all my hard work paid off. I stayed focused. I wasn't intimidated. I rolled the dice and I betted on myself, and everything came together for me. It was a defining moment in my career, and I'm grateful for that moment, man. God gave me a dream, and I believed it, bro. And we succeeded. I was happy that my fans could enjoy that with me. You know what I mean?
I
Still
tell
give
you
me
what,
goosebumps.
I tell you what, it gives everyone goosebumps and gives everyone nightmares who loved Roy Jones, like Max
Yeah,
Kellerman.
Yep.
Yeah.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
We
He
know that.
still
We
he
know
still
that.
is weeping about that one, brother. But look. Let's just put this away, and this is going to result in an article as well. Antonio, can you please silence your critics now who insist, oh man, he put his head down. That was just a lucky punch. He was just punching at nothing. Can you talk about how you set up that home run shot, that sweet swing right there, man?
Well, you know what? It was that I knew that I had to stay in front of Roy, and our game plan was to punch with him, even though
Mm,
he's lightning fast. I had to punch with him because I had the power. You know what I mean? Now, if you go back and look at that, Roy threw a left hook. You know,
Mhm.
because my head was down, I didn't have my chin in the air. I was able to absorb that shot, stay on balance. And the thing that I did when Roy pulled back, I stepped in. You understand? So,
mm,
Mhm.
he thought he was out of range, but when I stepped in, I closed the gap and let that left hand go. It hit him on the button. And when I hit him, bro, I knew I had landed that shot. I felt it. It was just one of those sweet shots. And it was perfectly timed, man, and it was my time. I believe I worked hard. I fought Eric Harding, the guy that beat me, and broke my jaw
mhm.
Mhm.
to qualify to fight Roy. So I took the risk. I took the risk before that fight, and it paid off for me, bro. It's just God and hard work and belief in myself. Thank you guys for the recognition. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. And you know what? I talk about.
Minnesota, 2026, baby.
Yep.
Woo!
Yep.
Thank
Yep.
you, man. We
Yeah.
working hard. We praying on that one, man. We hope we get in there next year. But if not, bro, I know my time is coming. I think my resume speak for itself. And when you look at my career, all the guys I faced, only two fighters that you can say got the best of me. That was Hopkins because I didn't get a rematch clause, and Chad Dawson, who was 14 years younger than me. Everybody else I beat. And that just says a lot. But when you look at my record, that's what it speaks. I lost 3 fights. My first 3 fights was avenged,
Mhm.
bro. So I'm proud of myself, bro, and everything that I did.
We're all proud of you too, Antonio. And I tell you
Thank
what,
you.
one thing I've insisted, and I've spoken with Ronnie about this. Why isn't Antonio Tarver, with all of that great knowledge, him being one of the great defensive masters of his era? And it was common knowledge to anyone who knew what they were looking at in the ring. No one could hit you cleanly. It was so deceptively crafty. Why aren't
Thank
you
you.
passing this knowledge down, or are you now?
Oh, yes, I am. And you can see my wardrobe here. I got my young hitter, Kenzel Williams. Give him hell, Kenzel. He's 2-0, 122 pound. Man, this kid right here really gets me excited by the commitment that he's made to boxing. And he trusts my guidance, bro. And he just fought in Miami. I'm looking for him 2 more dates this year. But this kid is going to be, I think, the one to get behind and the one to follow. 122, he's going to move up to 26. He's going to eventually be 130, and I think he'll fill out right around 135, which we know that lightweight division is one of the best divisions in the game. So I think, Kenzel's going to have a lot of opportunity to show the world that he belongs, man. I'm supporting this kid. I'm behind him 100%. And if you want to know more about Kenzel Williams, he's on social media at Kenzel Williams, or you can pull him up on my page. I got him all over my page. I'm Mark, letting everybody know I got another one right here from St. Pete and Tampa. So, tap in, follow this kid's career, follow his journey. Be one of them, Kenzel Williams.
That's what I'm
And
talking
we
about.
know you've got a big fight coming up this weekend, Ronnie, in San Antonio. I'm going to be there, brother. Tell us about it.
Mr. Justin Paldo, my lightweight. Justin Paldo.
Is Paldo from Orlando?
He's from
Yeah.
Orlando.
Man, that's my homeboy, man.
Yeah,
I know
that's
his
my
daddy. We
homeboy.
go way back. I know you got a killer too,
Oh,
man.
yeah, I got it.
I'm gonna be praying for him, bro.
We're looking forward to this fight, man. Justin is, he's special, man. He really is. And if you can tune in on Saturday night to watch this kid, he's gonna put on a show. He's fighting the co-main event on the show in San Antonio. So be looking out for him.
Hey,
Hey,
and
Ronnie.
Lamont Roach, if you can't find a fighter, if
Yeah.
Gervonta Davis doesn't want any of you, hey, Justin Paldo's coming into his prime at 35. Come on now.
Oh, there we go.
Woo! With
Hey,
that
Ronnie,
said, before we let you
might
guys,
not be-
I'm sorry.
I might not be able to tap into your fight. I'm gonna be on the MVP card down here in Caribe Royale. We
Right.
got some good fights on Friday and
Friday
Saturday.
and Saturday, yeah.
Tap in with
Right,
us,
the
you know.
doubleheader.
Yeah, MVP is gonna be crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I tell you what, guys. Once again, I need to get your thoughts on a fight that's going to be on November 22nd. In my opinion, it's going to be in the lightweight division. In my opinion, this has a potential of being a fight of the year candidate, and that's Sam Noakes from Great Britain against Abdullah Mason. Both guys bring it. Both guys are skilled. Both guys are undefeated. Who wins and why? Coach Ronnie, you first.
I'm going to go with Abdullah Mason. I think this kid's confidence right now is overwhelming, but he can't take this fight lightly. And I know he's not. So I'm going to go with Abdullah Mason.
I like Abdullah Mason. I know his whole family, his brothers, his dad from Cleveland. Man, I had a chance to go up there when the kid was an amateur and put the optics on him. And I knew all along, way back then, that he would be where he's at today. Just love the structure that the kid has. He's humble, man, and he's focused. One of those throwback fighters. You know what I mean? He's all boxing and he's all in. I don't know much about his opponent, but he's champion, and I know he's going to fight hard to defend. I'll have to put him under the microscope and see how tough this kid really is. But I think Mason is the future of the game, man. I mean, when I look at where he's at with his ability, only thing we're going to need him to do is tighten up a little bit defensively, not let those guys get those free shots off. And I think he's going to be the best fighters of his era, in that lightweight division. Really do.
Now, he's a prospect from that brilliant Frank Warren stable. As of late, Queensberry Promotions are doing an excellent job. That's where Sam Noakes and our brother Thomas Tarver insist that he's the real deal, and he can see this being a classic. He's been calling his fights ever since he was a prospect, so he's really looking forward to this. Another guy that Thomas Tarver's really high on from Frank Warren is Moses Italma. And he just took care of business within one round over the old man, Dillian White. Antonio, we'll start with you. Did Moses Italma answer any questions, or is he just catching an over the hill Dillian White? And your thoughts, is he the real deal, Moses Italma? Like, people are calling him the British Mike Tyson. Do you see those similarities, or do we still need to find out, can he take a punch?
Well, we definitely going to find out, can he take a punch? But as far as those similarities, I'm sold, bro. I was at that fight right there ringside. And it was the way he went about it. He didn't come in, wow. He didn't come in out of control. That's the poise at that young age. The kid is only 20 years old. And to have that type of poise. And when you look at him, he don't look that big, but the kid is standing 6'5", 240. But he ain't the flabby 240. His body look good. He can put on some muscle and still be good. So this kid has, I think he will be the future of the heavyweight division. But when do we turn that page from future to, to present to past. When will Usyk turn it over? Because I believe this kid is going to be the future of the heavyweight division. But how soon they turn that page, I don't know. Can he beat a Usyk right now? I would have to favor Usyk. But to give this kid an opportunity at 20 years old to become the undisputed champion, man, that's what probably boxing truly needs. You know what I mean? Something like that. A phenomenon, an undisputed champion at 20, that puts boxing on a different stage and a different level, bro. Young heavyweight champion. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Coach Ronnie,
I agree.
go ahead,
Man.
sir.
I agree. But, I don't know if they want to push him that fast, really and truly, because I've seen it. The young guys, you push them that fast, and they don't last too long because too many people coming at them, too many different things coming up, too many outside distractions coming at them, and they might not be mature enough to handle that. So I don't know if they push him that fast. But this kid can go. He got the power, he got the height, he got the weight, he got the skills, he got everything that it takes to be heavyweight champion of the world. And man, I talked to Buddy McGirt right after the fight. He called me right after the fight. And he said, man, what the fuck was that? He said, man, when he hit him, it was like, he said, I knew it was over. He said, wow, it was unbelievable, And look, man, I mean, I think it depends on how they move him now. They talking about Usyk, and I don't think he should be in that conversation just right now. That's just my opinion. I think it's some more contenders out there that see how he do with different styles first before you say, okay, now be ready for Usyk. I mean, there's so many guys that he can go with, and look, he's going to be hard to beat. I mean, simple as that. I mean, you can see. I mean, he's young, he's strong, he looks like he's in great shape all the time. He's not. He's got that arrogant cockiness that you want in your fighter. You don't want him to be not that. You want him to be arrogant. Because he need to have that in him. And man, I'm telling you, man, this kid is going to be. He could be the future of the heavyweight division. He's going to be everybody. Everybody's looking at this kid. But I think if you rush him, it might be a little bit too fast. They're already talking about Usyk. I wouldn't be talking about Usyk right now. But everybody else, absolutely.
Well, the experience of Ronnie Shields, can you tell us? Now, once again, it's obvious that he is the future of the heavyweight division in the UK. Can you talk about another fighter from America who's the future of the heavyweight division, and he trains in Houston, Texas? Can you tell us about that?
That's right, Joshua Edwards. I was going to bring Josh up. But here's the thing, right? Two different styles. These guys got two different styles. But my guy has speed and he has power. He has the height. He's 6'4", and he's one of these kids that, he's 4-0 now with 4 knockouts. He's with Golden Boy. So he's with the right promoter right now, and me talking to Oscar saying, look, I want this kid to fight every month. Oscar said, he fought 12 straight months. He said, I want him to beat my record. He said, I fought 12 straight times in a year. He said, I want him to fight 13 times. I want him to beat what I had. So he's going against September the 20th in California. So we're hoping, to get another victory there, another quick knockout there, and then fight him again in October. So, but this kid, man, we're not pushing him like they pushing Itama. We're not doing that. We just waiting a little bit. My guy's 24 years old, and he just turned 25, sorry. He just turned 25 years old, but, he was an Olympian. He won the Pan American Games.
Nice.
And in Olympics, they stole the fight from him, so he didn't get a chance to do much there. But we got high hopes for this kid, and just remember the name, Joshua Edwards.
Boom. I love it. I love it, Coach. Hey, one last thing, Coach. Can you give us an update on your superstar light heavyweight fighter, David Morrell Jr. against Callum Smith coming up. That is a super fight,
Good.
Coach. Can you
Well,
give us an update on that?
From what I understand, that fight is not going to happen November 22nd. They took it off the card. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened
Sorry to
yet.
hear that.
Well, I'll
Sorry.
tell you what happened. It deserves to be its own main event. That's what happened.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So, JR, is that about it? Do you want to give them the opportunity to give their parting shots for our listening audience?
Yeah, most definitely. We had a great set here for this edition of Real Boxing with Ronnie Shields. And of course, he had to give big thanks to our special guest, of course, a fellow Florida boy, you know what I'm saying, Antonio Magic Man Tarver. So we're going to have our parting shots here. We're going to go first with
Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame.
yep, for sure. So if you can, Brother Antonio, give your parting shots here for the listeners.
Hey, just wanted to just say thanks, Real Boxing, for having me, Ronnie. I appreciate it, my guy. I always love talking to you, learning from you, bro. You're a great trainer. Keep up the good work. Just want to say, hey, remember Kenzel Williams. Y'all tap in, follow the journey. That's my little hitter. I'm going to be making an announcement. We're going to get 2 more fights before this year is out. But I'm glad to be back behind the mic, guys, calling fights now, man. That's a love that I have. I'll be in Orlando this weekend. Don't miss it. Pull up. Caribe Royale. They got your Elvis Gomez against Edwin Hermain. That's going to be a super featherweight, 154-pound fight from Cuba, the guy from Cuba, and a Haiti guy from Haiti. They're going to put it all on the line, 1-8-0 and 1-9-0. That guy, Jamil Harvey, that young guy they just signed, pro debut, I think he's an Olympian, 130. He's fighting a guy that's 5-1 with 4 knockouts. So they're moving him quick, and he's facing his first fight. He's doing a 6-rounder. That don't always happen. I didn't even do that. I had about 4 or 5. So they moving this kid fast, and you can tell they got a lot of confidence in his ability. My boy Corey Marksman is a kid from Orlando who's lightweight. He's 11-0. Corey, they call him Too Smooth. Guys seem to have a lot of ability, man, and a couple more wins. They're going to have to be looking at Corey for a title shot in the lightweight division. So it's a lot of good action on. You can catch it on DAZN. I'll be there right there in Orlando, Kissimmee. So that's what's on tap this week. And going to have to come back to Tarver's Take to get a big surprise that we're going to be doing in September. So y'all check me out.
Oh, thank you, Antonio. God bless you. And Coach Ronnie, your parting shots for our listening audience, my friend.
Well, first of all, I want to thank Antonio for coming on the show. Appreciate that, man. You know, there's nothing but love for you. And it was nice seeing you in Miami with Evander Holyfield and Larry Holmes. You know, I can't wait for that biography to come out so everybody can see it and check it out. You know, it was really nice, man. And I'm just so glad. And, man, you know, you are one of my favorite fighters ever.
Thank you.
And, you know, you deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. So come on, Hall of Fame. What's up?
Let's
know?
get it.
Come on, Dan Raphael, you can go for it. Come on now.
Look
This
here,
guy
man. I might have to
deserves to be
pull
in
up
the
the.
Way
I
before
have to
something
pull up the
else.
Minnesota and do something. You know what I'm saying? To get
There you
Joe
go.
in the
Yeah, we're gonna have to form a
Protest.
picket line, brother.
That
You
part.
got to
That
follow picket line
part.
and get it done for you. But and as always, you can follow me on Instagram at official Ronnie Shields.
All right.
Awesome, guys.
On behalf of my great co-host there, Brother Joseph Heron, and of course, a special guest here, Antonio Magic Man Tarver, and the coach, Ronnie Shields. This is J.R. Bell of the Boxing Source, and that is the end of Real Boxing with Ronnie Shields. Have a great evening, everybody.